This video is a follow-up. I can't talk because I've lost my voice because the NHS have failed in their duty of care to my son yet again. When he was 9, the NHS put my son as Christopher Reeves. I don't know if I'm going to be emotional. I've cried and cried. I've cried my heart out, but I don't know what my emotions is going to be like this time, but I'm going to try and get this video as sweet as I can to the bitterness of just the failures in Britain with government and the NHS and our people. I'm doing this because my son was one breath to death. I don't know where to look. I've took diazepam, right, to try and calm myself down because the NHS sent him home. Ouch. And they failed in their duty. He was one breath to death because I was watching his breaths on that last video. And as anyone can see from that video, I didn't have my equipment there because I was packed and ready to actually know in my heart and soul that my son needed to have a camera, go inside, because how unique he is. And Southampton General Hospital, A&E, failed in their duty. So they sent him home. That happened. I had to make a formal decision as a consultant nurse, whatever you want to name me, but more so the mother side, but more so I'm thinking on the levels of being a consultant, doing the nurse stuff, doing everything I fucking know, to make the decision because of what the NHS did to him, to put him on his ventilator, do all his bowel care, empty his bowels, he needs his bowels, so I needed to get those bowels cleared the next day, get him on the ventilator for 12 hours. It didn't make 12 hours because he was obviously panicking, worried, in absolute pain. For I told the doctors that this hospital that we've just come out of, and this gets worse because my son needs surgery now. He has to have surgery. There is something wrong with him. So the failure in sending someone home who is in pain, because the hospitals are overrun, they are minging, they're filthy. I have photos of a rat that I nearly walked over with my son because we had to go on the road because it was in a wheelchair and there weren't no way of getting around that hospital, the first hospital, because there weren't no freaking signs to say where we were going. And I am at my wit's end because it was like the worst possible experience ever. I've not done any statements. I've done well actually I'll say I haven't done any statements so far. I've already let them doctors and nurses and everyone know at the hospital that I'm coming for them. I have done a SAR, which I do to everyone if they failed in duties, and there's many duties at this moment in time that the NHS are already gunning for them with solicitors, right? I'm not even going to go there on that side because that's a totally different subject, so I'll let that one go for now. But this hospital, I haven't even opened his discharge notes, and he's only discharged because they don't have beds and he's better off at home to be ventilated. My son has just gone nearly another 24 hours without a ventilator. So we got into this hospital. By the way, that is an excellent hospital, but not the A&E. Here we go again. I prepared him for it. So let's get back to this bowel. I'll try and do it quick and sweet, right? Bitter, sweet, and upsetting, and going into toilets to go and fucking cry because there's patients. You've got mental health patients. You've got people, you know, that are alcoholics, which I feel sorry for, and then you've got the homeless, and you've got, which that's bad. I actually interviewed a homeless man that walked past me, asked for a cigarette. I've got so many stories anyway. I'll go back to that homeless man one, and maybe in another video, because I interviewed everyone from the first hospital who someone whistleblowed, and to this hospital where many was whistleblowing to me, because I told them straight, I am going to be one of Britain's biggest whistleblowers on the NHS and all its A&Es, because we've gone now up north, Sheffield way, to in between, to going south, to then going another north, to all A&Es, many wards, to finally get into the bottom of this shit about my son. And he does have to have surgery. And that's again, someone neglected him, someone caused harm to him, someone failed him. You know, so to get their attention in the end, after 12 hours of complete, we're going to ask for the evidence of all this off the NHS anyway, in the next day or so. I don't even have to I will be doing statements. We will be getting things all together, because no way they're getting away with this. We looked after an old man who sat there for 10 hours. I made them see him. I said, I'll tell you what, mate, I'm going off and I'll get you sorted along many others. Again, in the second hospital. And this is just a brief video because I've got Ben ventilated right now. And I've said to him, do not wake up till 12:30 and we'll do split days of getting you up, eating, getting your bowel care done and going back to bed. Bowels. It is his bowels. It is many things. I can't wait to open this letter in a minute, but I'd rather try and get my mixed emotions and this video done before I've got to go back as a fucking nurse again to look after my son. Right, and this has been going on since COVID. I've been fighting for him again, and we're not getting anywhere again. But this hospital, let's get back to this hospital and all those people, even down to security aren't even, there can't be security. I'll tell you what, I could give you hundreds and thousands of different things that you could put these hospitals right, and actually these are people that are illegal immigrants, you know, and I do feel sorry for you all. But if I was in Parliament, I would be saying to my people right now is border control. I don't know why I'm saying this on this video, but it does need border control. I'd put up a freaking wall halfway in the sea. Not because I don't like people or I'm racist, because honestly, right, I love them all. Go and ask anyone that I interviewed in all these hospitals. It was every race. I love them. Yeah, love them all. And even the Filipinos, man, they're nice. But you know what? We need a wall up in the sea, and just to say to people, well, if you come across on the dinghies, right, we've got our border control, and if you get to that wall, you're going to get blown up, so don't bother going. Come in, right, come into this country legally. You're better off. You're not going to get the NHS here. You ain't going to get anywhere. Our homeless right now is at its worst. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but because I'm supposed to be talking about Ben. Our homeless is on its arse. I've been homeless with 3 kids and on a ventilator. I didn't get offered much, no. But this was bad. Really bad. It's as bad as me feeling how I feel for my son. So yeah, if I was the Prime Minister, I'd stuff that. Look, the government need changing. I don't know why I'm babbling on, but if I was the Prime Minister, I'd say to Britain right now, you, the public, vote. Do you want a wall up? Right? No disrespect to all our countries. Let's get the peace under control, but we need something done about this country. For the fact is, these hospitals, these doctors, these nurses, my bones, my heart, everything is bleeding inside like it is for men. Because our people, no matter what colour we are not getting seen. They can't be diagnosed correctly because we don't have we haven't got enough doctors and nurses and specialists. So then from that, I'm sorry to talk about that wall and maybe telling people they're going to get blown up on it or whatever, but you know what? A paediatrician had to see my son. He was top bollocks. And I said to him, for the first time in all them hospitals, A&Es, wards, whatever we've been on in the last 2 years now, I'm fighting because I know something's wrong with my son and no one fixing this. And I said to him, you know what, mate? He'd be great at running our NHS. Yeah. Because he has very good skills. Very, very good skills for complex care needs on children. But he came across and was an adult. And he ain't got that training, I don't think. But he told me straight he ain't got that training. He was fantastic. He is shit hot at his job. And I told him, like I was telling nurses, it ain't your fault. It's the government's fault. It's the NHS's fault. It's the government's fault. Right? It is the government's fault why people are dying. Why our people, our British people, no matter what colour skin we are, right? We're all the same. It's just that all our countries have got to put peace to each one another, because we're not going to have an NHS. So even the people that do come over, they're going to end up like our homeless. And I'm telling you, our homeless. This man, I'm going to tell you because I'd rather tell you this. Ben's story's bad. And this may be for another video, because I'm going to talk about this homeless man who's begging. And this man was homeless. because I went deep on my son's not in pain, because I got him morphine. Trust me, I shut the whole ward down. I'll go back to that homeless man. It's my mind, it's all over the place. It's because it's so raw. Look, because I shut the whole of this ward down that we were in, and I went I speeched for the people, but begging to get my son out of pain, and the only way I did that was to stand in the middle, look to the nurse station, tell them all to get off their phones. They're on the phones for reasons, by the way. Trust me. It's terrible. But I was saying, whatever you're doing, just get off the phones now, right? Shut up. I need to talk to one of you as a doctor, right? Get off the phones. They got off them phones. And once I got him that morphine, then I interviewed the homeless man, but at first I let him approach me. I did not approach him because I don't like to approach people. But nurses and doctors, I do. And he walked past me at first for a cigarette, and I went, no, not because he's homeless. I went, no, mate, I ain't got none, because I've only got a couple myself, because he's been in here for 20 whatever fucking hours now. My son, by the way. And you know what? He's on a ventilator. And I went, he needs his ventilation. I've got to get him in some ward somewhere, mate. And I'm going on. Anyway, I went, how about you? How about you? He went, I have to come here. I have to come here. Because it's bloody snowing. And if I have to get in there again, he's going to lie down in that snow and pretend, just to get him back in there, so he can just have some food and a blanket and a bed for the night. If he can get a bed. He means the floor. Poor bastard. I don't mean to call you the bastard word. It's just everything's so fucked up, man. My last interview, I did the ambulance driver. Well, no, that was one of my very last ones out there. But yeah. Britain is on its arse. It's gotta be pulled back. And maybe the only way to pull it back is to tell the Prime Minister personally right now, before I open this, you, seriously, if I'm an MP or whatever, I was challenging you right now, you seriously need to listen to me. Bring me into Parliament. Let me take your job. Let me sort the NHS out. But firstly, we've got to sort border control. Mate, what's your name? I even forgot your name. That's how important you are to me. You ain't my Prime Minister, mate. I'm my Prime Minister. And I told all them people, I am going to open my mouth. I will be seen. I will be heard. And this, like I said, this is my speech to you. I'm challenging you on your job to get our border control under control, to give security the rights, to give them weapons, gun up, to get that wall up, like President Trump, right? I challenge President Trump to put his wall back up, because his country's fucked. Sorry, I'll retract those words, because I'd get bollocked, wouldn't I, in Parliament for that? I get bollocked, wouldn't I, Mr. Prime Minister? Right, for telling the truth. And listen, I absolutely feel for every country out there. I feel for the mums, for the dads that are risking their lives to come over all them miles on them bloody dinghies. I don't even know much about them. The dinghies I mean. But the people I love. They're beautiful. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because I love them. Because I've spoken to them. I have gone into depth with these people. I feel for them because their country's so fucked up. So all countries need to come together. And the way to put it together is to ask them countries to put our wall up. You pay. We've give you your zillions, whatever you've had, for your weapons, war, whatever. It's time now. Please help us. Alright? And give us some billions back to help put our border control. I'm not asking you for the ships, boats, that we're going to stick it up our border control. But I'm asking you, right, to protect your people and our people so that we can come to your countries and you come to ours for holidays, man. And we both earn from that. And that way we can all put our homeless people, we can all put those people that are shit scared and they need to get out of those countries. Terrible. I love you all, I promise you. But I would love to put your all countries right, and the only way to do that is to become the Prime Minister then, innit? Challenge this country. Ask the people, you know, to vote. And get the other countries to pay, then to help. Or we can then, all our countries will then have its own NHS that becomes right. So everyone gets the healthcare they deserve. And if we have to send our people to their countries for healthcare, vice versa, right? We pay for that, and they pay for that. And there's loads of, I'm not bothered about politics, right? I have to leave that to others. But everyone should have border controls all around the world. That way, it would make sense, doesn't it, to have world peace, and then it makes sense that everybody has the same in each country. I shouldn't be saying none of that, should I? I should be thinking about this letter. Maybe I just need to talk about something like that, because I'm just so like, the people around the world being let down. We don't need war, we don't need this, we don't need all this shit. We just need peace. And then we wouldn't have racism either. Because everyone's the same colour. Just people don't realise that. And you know how I know that? Because I have seen death. I have seen death. It was only the other day, nearly. He took that one last breath. One last breath. Because breath is all we have. Breath is what we need. Not anything else. The death I've seen to mothers and fathers and families grieving, to, I've said, being homeless myself, to begging, to stealing. I've had to steal. I've had to do things. Do you know what I mean? To be who I am. I am a fighter. You can ask anybody that. I will fight nail and tooth for anyone. I've lost my daughter and my son, not by breath. I've lost them. I've lost my family because I opened my mouth. I feel for the royal family. So it's like my family's the same as theirs. You know, it's that breath. That's all we need. And then we could all have peace with one another. And then people will be able to afford to go around and go and see all the world countries because they're beautiful and blessed. I was blessed with most was my son. And following that was my other son, my daughter. And I've lost them because we had arguments through the COVID, through all that load of shit as well. Do you know what? My son's the only person. I'll do a vote on that as well. He's the only person in this country. I told Boris. He knows because I haven't written out. I've kept everything. I've got all the evidence because I had a company. I had a healthcare company. So let's go back to healthcare because it's on its bones and on its knees. It's about to be corrupt, like because there's nothing left. It needs to go back and be changed. It needs change. It's got to be changed. God, if I could only have a cigarette now, you know, because of my feelings for the country, my feelings for people around the world, my feelings for war, and my feelings for the whole of it. And it's like, if only they could, anyone could realise what it's like to see a mother and not just to save my son's life, but to see that one breath, to having to make judgments, to being, like I said, the consultant, the surgeon, the whatever you want to call me. I feel for everybody. All, you know, people may take people, you know, don't be racist against the people with the dingies because they are suffering. Yeah. They don't want to be there because of they've got nothing. They've got no healthcare. They've got blah. They need it. Give them money. They need to get home now. They need to give us some back and help us out because we won't have an NHS. We won't have nothing. And it can't go private. There's too many poor people out there. Needs sorting out. Really needs sorting out. And I challenge the Prime Minister. Put me in Parliament. We'll have one government. From one government, the people vote. The people vote on everything, not just about a wall being put up and asking President Trump what he's going to be doing with his wall and seeing if he can help us. He's more richer than us. Give us some money, please. You know, I beg you, so that we can help others. Because then if we become the country that we were, because we're not the country we were, then people thinking that they're coming over on the boats are thinking they're going to get the best. They're not, yeah, look, we can't leave everyone whatever, but I'm not going into the political side of this. I am trying to say they think they're going to get the very best, but it ain't there in the NHS. It ain't there. You know, It is not there, so don't come. You're only gonna be like, look, you know, the government want people to fight. They want people to be racist. They want people to be whatever you want to call it, because they big it all up, don't they? I wouldn't be bigging it up. I'd be saying, listen, here it is. This is a bill. I can't, if the whole of the nation can't be 99.9%, then I'm going to be putting that bill in. I don't want no racisms. I don't want no arguments. I don't want this. I don't want that. I just want to get that border under control so we can get our NHS back how it was, but better. Half the hospitals are closing down, you know. The nurses and doctors need pay because the agencies are paying £70, £80 an hour. I told a lot, go to the agencies, because the NHS are then paying the agencies to come in. Doesn't make that sense? So we're going around with a load of bollocks with money again. It's not care, right? The care sector's on its bones. My son ain't had care for 5 years, really, without him paying it private himself. And I refuse when I have all the skills that I do have. And that's a lot. I'm a very old lady with very old bones because I've got osteoporosis. And that was done privately as well. And then the NHS have only put in my notes, oh, she's got Don't bullshit me. Stop lying to people. You know what? I have my son's stuff impregnated here in my head. But not just all that, all the legal shit. And what about the justice system in this country? Nobody knows about that yet. I could go on for hours about that. And a lot of corruptness. And I'm not going political on that either. I'm just saying what I want to say. Because I'm angry because all this shit has happened because we don't have enough space anywhere in this country. There's nothing left unless the farmers are going to give up the fields and give us the land. You know, what is it going to go back to them days that we're going to go and fight for that land? No, we're going to take it. I don't think so. This is how bad it is. I've gone to a monastery to go and get them blessed before we went to this hospital. And I thought, is it safe to take him? Yeah, it is, because I can keep him alive. He's bleeding cars and ambulance. Because the ambulances can't get to people within 4 hours. Yeah, that's emergencies. Oh my God, I could tell this video could go on for hours. Them ambulances, I counted 15. All of them had patients in. So bad. This country's on its arse. Actually, it's like again in its bones, ready to be ping crushed. Because it's bullshit. It's down to our government. Two sets of governments, really. You got one side against the other. Fuck off. Get rid of them. We need one fucking direction. Sorry, Liam. God rest your soul. You just reminded me of the mums and how his mum and dad feel. God rest his soul. I don't know why I'm going on about so many things. Probably because my heart's coming out of my chest. Because my family's been through that much. But all I can think of is, so all those people, all those different colour people, different race, it doesn't matter. You're my colour. I don't care. how they all felt. There was a little lady, don't matter what colour skin she was, I'd love to find her daughter or son, stuffed in the corner for hours. Hours. And in the end, I went to the back. Excuse me, is anyone going to go and do her obs? They haven't got time because there's not enough fucking people. Bring back the Filipinos. There's not enough of them. Do you know what? I went through that shit in Birmingham, right, with the NHS again, fighting with them as usual. And I went with my MP there, and my MP gave me a letter to go into their room with these 300 Filipinos, to then discover these 3 Filipinos, 300, sorry, not 3. It's just 3 of them were beautiful, man. They were beautiful souls. I got on with 3 of them really well. All of them well, but these 3, we had a laugh. Anyway, they were illegal and I got them sent home. So you know what? It's bad. The whole fucking world's bad. But we have to put our country right. Someone has to. Oh, man. I will challenge this government on everything. On what I know. Only what I know, because I can't challenge them on stuff that I don't know. Because my son was refused the care. They didn't listen. And before he left Southampton, the hospital where they saved his life at 9, after becoming Christopher Reeves in another hospital, which I'm not naming, right? I'm not naming them, but it's unbelievable, I swear to God. And trust me, God has been with my son forever. Because that monastery, they ain't got no cow milking no more. They have to rent their field to sheeps. Obviously because of the farming thing. It's bad, you know. All these people, all these different people. Look at councils. I'll tell you what. Nobody knows this. I might as well go into this one. I've been putting up the homeless here at my home for a long time. Without people knowing in this village. I don't care. You know, it's kind of like I have one in and let them come for respite for a bit, you know, because I can't put everyone in. Well, I keep them where I keep, like, there you go. We give them a little, you know, whatever. I always get thanked. And I always get their stories. And therefore, I go into each hospital and I get many stories from many people because I listen, even though I don't listen to my son sometimes. Overtalk him. I overtalk everyone because no one, I always say, they don't listen to me and they say, you're not trained in this. And I'm more trained than you, mate. If a paediatrician can have to come to look at my son, who is not skilled in that, like he's skilled in surgery, he is skilled, let's just say. But I would let him run our NHS. He'd put that right, all right, because he would then go with the nurses, and then they can all vote independently because they need to. It's on its fucking arse. They've blocked everything. So, That's my little message to this government. Look around at one another. Look to your families. Look to your children's or children's children, whatever. Mums, dads, whatever you've got. Feel that love that you have. And then also feel, like I say to people, look at a coffin in front of you. Look at that person that you love inside that coffin. Like I've seen many and looked after many people along my 35 years there in the NHS. And that feeling, you bump up to the moon and all the galaxies are back. That feeling, you'll never feel till that person's gone. And you nearly killed my son, yet again. And you need to be out. Kier, that's your name. I do message you via Instagram, and you do know me because I've told you my story, unless you don't know me, but I'm sure you do, because Boris does. So does Matt Hancock, and so does many more. So I can't say no more, because I am going to get probably slated for this video because because all I want to say to everyone, if I could, is I love you all, no matter who or what you are, whoever you are, whoever I've met along this last, how many days? You went in Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. Is it Wednesday? But just love each one another. You know, I'm ready to get comments of hate and slate and whatnot, but I'm going to take no notice of you, because my son's life's more important. And don't come for me, because it's not right. I've got a free speech like you. I feel for you, trust me. I feel for everyone. Just like my son feels for everyone and goes into these hospitals, wherever he goes, and gives hope to people. That's what he does. I'm never going to forget you, Southampton, because you saved my son's life. You let him come out with high blood pressure, knowing he was going to die, because you hadn't got the time, because you didn't want me there. You put me under cameras, you were watching me, because I got told by whistleblowers. It's bad, man. All because I was doing my interviewing process, as I do. What is it? Don't you like the truth? Don't you like someone knowing your job? And I'm not. I just wanted you to know that if you were in my shoes, would you do this? Would you put a video out like this? Would you fight for your human rights? Would you fight for free speech? Would you fight knowing that your son needs treatment? I'm dreading this now, because I'm like, I don't want to I'm not going to keep reliving this. Trust me, I don't relive shit. I need to get my anger and my pain out. Maybe this is the wrong way to do it. But it's my way. Because he would be in a box, man. He would be dead. Definitely. So thank you, Queen Elizabeth Hospital. And Queen Elizabeth's name's lovely. Right. Well, thank you to the QE for getting to the bottom of it. For letting me bring him home and ventilate him and put him how he is right now, without pain relief. Morphine as well. My morphine, because they don't have none. I asked that, sir. I had to ask, listen, if it gets into that acute pain again of a number 10, can I give him my morphine? And we know the milligrams and all that. I know it anyway. Yes, he can. Because he's got to be operated on. Wow. I'm gonna go. I haven't even drunk my coffee. Oh my god, this is a terrible video and I'm really sorry for everyone. I really am. I probably should. But this is a lover's mother. Do you know what I did when I got home? This is what I did. I will open this letter soon. What I did when I got home was... I went to bed. I went, do you mind if I get into bed with you and cuddle you until you go to sleep? I've never done that for a long time. He sent me a message this morning because I said, message me for your medication if you wake up, for you waking up at night. Because I didn't want to wake him because he's so fucking tired. And I'm keeping him alive at home. It was the most precious thing ever, man. Honestly. Oh, and also, man, you won't believe this. I've done myself in. And I had to get examined before I come over, so I just said to Ben's surgeon, surgical, we're in surgical. Can you sort my rib out? Can you sort my rib out, please? I broke my ribs 3 years ago. And that was a fall. Well, never mind. And so it's like I've got a fracture line still there. And where I'd done that lift with that video, that last video must be horrendous. I can't look at it, and I never will. Not yet. Never will yet. When I do, I'm coming for the government even more, because my feelings will be probably different again. But then, I don't know. I'm just saying, coming for this government. It's got to be the government, because the NHS don't listen. And they are part of the government. That cuddle I had last night, I never thought of a coffin. I'm sleep deprivated. I seen a fucking spider on my plate last night, and they laughed as we're eating because I'm having to feed us because we've had no food. That was another thing. They never fed him because they're busy as fuck. And he weren't nil by mouth. Just never got fed. And we only had tidbits. And I was not going to leave my son in there. Because in the last hospital, when I left him, every time I went for a cigarette, mate, it was terrible. They got the scan on him, and then they told me everything was fine. You bastards doing that behind my back. I went, well, show me the results. No, there's no results. Same as the x-ray. Well, can I see the x-rays? No, we're not even giving you our names. At least we went into the Queen Elizabeth. They all had name badges on the Queen Elizabeth. It was nice, actually, to see that back again. Fucking hell, can you imagine all these people with dementia right now? Never am I gonna forget that man with dementia. And they let them go, and that security man turned around and says to me, oh, excuse me, that man has still got a band on, which means he's still in your care. You know what? The security man said to me, oh, no, it's his rights, blah, 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 blah. It's your rights as a security to get the nurse to go and get him. Instead, I had to do that. I can't believe he would have been fucked over, man. That guy on the phone. Can you come and get this old man? Pretend you're a taxi. Man, I'm gonna fucking knock you out. That's what I told him. I'm gonna fucking... I don't... It's just me saying it, you know. I would have done it if he'd have touched that man. Fucking fist fighted him. He wouldn't have stood a chance. Let me just tell you, I would have got him and pinned him to the floor. Because he was this close anyway, because he'd abused that girl, touched her up and told him to come in the room and do that. I can't believe what my brain's going through right now. Wow. I'm trying to process the whole shitty system. But also I'm doing it to save everyone. I'll try. Maybe not get this video noticed, but what do I care? I'm still putting it there because it gets my feelings out. I've got no one to speak to, like these feelings I feel. Only my other son, you know, that I do speak with, had a laugh. And yeah, I didn't take Ben to that second hospital to have my cigarettes. I took someone with me. Trust me. We went in a uniform showing that the NHS, you know what? I do know my job. And this one's in training. Not me, the person I took them with. Do you know what that person said, by the way? To Ben, he went, your arm's going to have to be cut off or hanging off to get me to go back into the NHS with you, Ben. How bad's that? It's traumatised him. And then he's just gone to bed after 27 hours of 24 hours of not sleeping. By the time we get home, have food, and go to bed then. It's bad. What about all the others? And I'm so glad that I managed to try and save as many as I could there. You know, and then say, why haven't you got other units for the homeless to be in or something around somewhere? Why hasn't this country got that? Why? We shouldn't have homeless end of. No, nowhere should there. Nowhere. The world would be a better place and wouldn't be racist if we could all mend it. But maybe the only way to mend Britain is by someone trying to force the hand of Kier Starmer. I'm sorry about the video, but I've got to read this loud. Shall I just read it? Open it on the video, like I do most videos, because I'm petrified of all these people. Or if I drop dead now, that no one knows what to do with Ben, because I haven't got a video of him in his worst to his best. Oh God, I'm drinking shitty cold coffee too. You see this ring? If and my little darling will see this, right? Which is my best friend, right? My little darling, she's my little treasure, right? She gave me a promise ring. I went, what's the promise ring for? I promise to love you. I gave her a promise ring back. I love you too, darling. I've just seen it in the camera then. Oh, right. Okay. Oh. So I've asked the doctors, not the doctor, I asked the surgeon to help me. Let's help me in getting care for Ben. I know he's going to write to him. So let's read this shit. I'm not going to read. There's the letter, but you're not having. He's asked me to run back. No buggeries. The above patient attended A&E on the 18th of the 11th at 22:30. Right, we went late so I could ventilate him, do the bowel, blah blah blah. Of the event was in triage. Was triage and not applicable. I don't know what that means. The complaint was abdo pain. The reason for attendance was other. I don't know what that means. Our management summary is as follows. Diagnosis confirmed present, oh God, urethric stone disorder side to the left. No, I don't know what that means, but I know what it is. I'm just too tired. All right. Investigations, finally. Blood gases, venous measurement, which goes straight. We went straight into the artery down in his foot, where he doesn't feel. And it's kind of funny because every other hospital hasn't listened to him and stuck one there, which has gone into that artery and nearly caused him death again. Discharge notes, I can't say the word because that's the name. PC, which means paediatric. Abdominal pain, HPC of it, accompanied by mother and a carer. Abdominal pain in the upper abdomen, moving up and down. His stomach gets hard and bloated after eating. Worse when he has eaten, and mainly symptoms worsened after 20 minutes of eating. So what we did was give him something. And I was doing that anyway at home, because no one was listening, of course. Also, in the last 12 weeks, he has been started. Oh, I love this. I love this doctor, because this is part of my claim against them on this medication, knowing it's going to kill a spinal injury. Anyway, Mum also inserted spinal cord injury C5, C6, previous spinal surgery 1999, long-term suprapubic catheter, low resps, nerves, I can't go into it all, oxygen at home, intermittently, congenital diaphragmatic hernia. I forgot to mention a lot more, but I just didn't get time. That's his medications. I'm not going into all that. Ben lives with Mum. No, I live with him. I'm homeless. No, I'm not. I'm not homeless, sorry. I'll take that back. A clear, B clear, Alephs, nil added sounds, right? CRUQ, tenderness, extending to lower abdomen. Trust me, Ben screamed. This is spinal injury, don't feel. And I mean that. It has to be it's the brain receptors going to the pain, and the pain shooting in, making him feel the pain, and then causing AD. Or guarding suprapubic catheter draining clear and urine. Well, as everybody knows me on YouTube, if YouTube's watching this, that's all I ever do, is try and train people in that area. I could do lots more, but that is so important to spinal injuries. Anyway, D alert, don't know what that means. E, I don't know what that means. General surgery on call. I visited the patient on trolley in the UOA mother carer bedside. BG noted, bloods noted, abdomen exam. It's alright, my eyes are stingingly sore with no sleep for, I don't know. Distended according to the patient with right transverse incision for the previous HH repair. I can't go into that at the moment. On age of 9 years old, and scar from peg tube in gastric, I think it says that, area. Abdomen was soft, which means it was a peg. And lax with mild tenderness on the lower, he'd had morphine. Left quadrant on deep palpitation. So as he's breathing out, I think that's when he felt, Ben was feeling a lot of pain. Patient's mother give a complicated renal stones HX. Right? So CT, no acute intra-abdominal pathology to explain symptoms. Appropriately positioned, this is nice, suprapubic catheter with collapsed bladder 8 mm, right? That's in his bladder again. And I said, the other one come out. He went, yeah, they go back in. I'm like, oh no, another one. A bladder stone, in other words. And this is all caused from bad care from 2 years ago when an agency was in here. Multifecal left renal. Well, that means shit. Sorry, poop. I don't know how to say this. Cortical scarring with several. So Ben's got hundreds of scars everywhere. I had to explain a few of them. Bladder stone, multifocal. I've just read non-obstructing renal tract. So calcul. It's just stuff that builds up. I don't know. Simple right renal cortical cysts. So that's what he's got as well. Mild fecal loading of I don't know that word, in the colon. So he's got shit everywhere now. And I've been doing bowel care, and I told that other one, I can't believe this. Normal appendix and small bowel, thank God. Impression could be renal colicky. You know, this is a pediatrician. It's terrible. Oh shit. Peds don't see adults. And obviously adults don't see peds. It's weird. Plan. No acute surgical issues nor intervention can be offered at this time. Like that time. It means now, because it's just they've got no one to do it. Urologist register explain these are likely long-standing bladder stones are common in long-term catheter patients. If not causing reoccurrent blockages or UTIs, unlikely to require any urgent treatment. If patient not keen to pursue surgery, to arrange OPA to discuss. Well, he knows I can't have a paediatrician do that surgery. We need to have. So the plan we're having, he's got to go and see somebody and have a cystoscopy. So obviously that's it. That was A&E. So there's nothing. It's just sad. So that discharge letter will go to the doctor. I've also asked him to write to the doctor regarding Ben and his care. I don't know. I'm going to shut this off. Look at this video. I needed to be sleeping, not doing a video. I just like, maybe I don't. Maybe anyone who's going to be offended, like I said, just don't watch it.